So, Lori, what brought you in today?
Well, I've just been getting into some really bad fights and arguments with my mom, and my dad's been really sick lately, so all my family's together all the time because of that. Um, and when we're with him at the hospital, it just makes it really easy to get irritated with my mom, and I blow up and I get really mad. Um, and then she blows up, and I don't know what to do about it, and it just really upsets me.
So, it sounds like there's a lot of anger between you and your mom. Is that right?
Yeah, that's what it seems like.
Okay, so why don't we try to figure out what the source of that anger is? What do you think brings about this anger?
Just being in the same room with her at the hospital all the time.
Mm. Okay, so what happens when you're at the hospital together?
Well, she'll start giving me a really hard time about like how I'm dressed and what time I get there if I'm late or not, and it just starts to make me feel really angry.
So, what does it mean for you when she starts criticizing you?
Well, like my mom is really successful and she's really smart, so whenever she criticizes me, it makes me feel like I'm just not as good as her.
Hmm. Well, if she thinks that you aren't as good as her, what would that mean?
Well, like I really want to make my mom approve of me. So when she criticizes me, it makes me feel like I can't like live up to her standards. I guess.
Yeah. So if you can't live up to your mom's standards, what would that mean?
Well, I really look up to my mom and how she lives her life. So if I can't live up to her standards, it would feel like I'm letting her down all the time, and that I'm like really just letting myself down too.
So what it sounds like to me is that the criticism from your mom causes you to feel angry. So the criticism acts as an activator for your anger. What I also heard you say is that you must live up to your mom's lifestyle, else you will not be good enough. Is that right?
Yeah, I feel like I should be just like her when I get older, and I just can't seem to get to where she is, and it's like I have to be just like her for me to feel satisfied and for her to feel satisfied.
When I hear phrases that start with I must or I should, I like to call these statements irrational beliefs. So after hearing what you've just said, there is an irrational belief that I have heard, and you said, I must be just like my mom. And this irrational belief seems to be what's causing you so much anger. Do you feel like that's right?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, that's pretty much what triggers my anger every time. And it's like I do want to be just like her in some ways, but I don't feel like the way that I'm living right now is actually even that bad. Um, just because it's not like her doesn't mean that I'm not successful too and that I can't be good on my own.
So it's really good insight on your part. I think we'll be able to work through this in the upcoming week.